Where is your oil? Where is your oil? This is the most important question you can ask yourself in this time in history. Where is my oil? What is oil? Oil is what was used to keep the lamps burning. Unless there was oil in the lamp, there would be no fire. And there's a lot of lamps walking around today in today's world with no oil, no fire, no light. And God is looking for vessels and lamps that are filled with oil overflowing, burning, and there are light in this dark world. Where is your oil? That's something we all have to ask ourselves. We all have to ask ourselves. We want to be overflowing with the right type of oil. This vessel right here, it has plenty of oil. It has plenty. So when you pour it out, wow, there's more. It's overflowing. It still has some for the next day. It's ready, and it still has enough for itself. It has enough to give to others. This is the vessel who has been fasting, who has been obedient, who has been praying, who has been reading the word, who accepted God's grace, accepted salvation, and now they're going forward with it. They're filled up. They're a bright light to their family, their community. Then you got the next oil. Yes, they said the prayer in church. While everyone bowed their heads, they said the prayer. They received grace. But guess what? They didn't keep going. They didn't get discipled. They didn't keep going to church. They went back to their old ways, and they only have a little bit of oil. They get a little bit of oil from when they go to Sunday church once a week. And now they're empty. And now they're depressed. And now they're anxious. They have suicidal thoughts because they didn't want to keep the oil in the lamp. We can't be like the lazy servants who went and hid their talents. We got to stay filled up. We got to filled up. Look at this vessel. Guess what? It has some oil, but very little. It's dried up. You really got to reach in there and scrape a little bit of joy. Just a little bit of peace, but there's not much. There's not much. This was the lazy servant as well. The foolish virgin who didn't want to fill up on the oil. They got saved years ago, but they didn't continue with it. They lost their fire. Guys, but it's not too late. Right now we're living in the last days, but right now we're in a grace period where you have a chance to accept the grace of God. He's reaching out to you right now, even through this video. Don't be like the foolish person who is empty. They didn't want to receive. Their friend invited them to church. They rejected it. They saw a preacher on the corner. They said, I don't got time for that. They saw a video on Facebook with a guy preaching. I don't have time for that right now. I want to live my life. They're filled up with the wrong things. They're filled up with the world, and it doesn't produce a fire. Where is your oil? Everyone needs to ask that question right now. There's oil for everybody, no matter who you are, what you did, or where you've been. God has a huge refinery, a huge pool of oil in heaven that he's waiting to pour out. And Joel chapter 2 says, in the last days, he said, I will pour my spirit upon all flesh. He's waiting to pour it out. But will you open up to him? Are you too full yourself? Are you trying to do it on your own? We got to get to the point where you say, I'm broken. I can't do it on my own. I've been trying for years. Things aren't working. Things ain't working. God, I give it to you. I surrender. And he will fill you up. He will start pouring out that oil from heaven. He'll start changing your circumstances. You'll get a peace back. You'll get a joy back. You won't want to do the drugs no more and the alcohol, because he fills you up with what we've been missing for our whole lives, guys. Where is your oil? Don't wait. It's one day he's gonna come back, and it's coming soon. Nobody knows the day or the hour, but if you look at the signs of the time, he's coming back soon. He's gonna crack the sky. In Revelations, he says you're gonna look in the clouds and the sky is gonna roll up like a scroll. Guys, are you ready? The wicked men and the wealthy men that are so proud, they're gonna be looking for a rock to hide under. But he's giving his grace because he's a loving God and he's ready. But don't reject it, guys. Right now we have a lukewarm church. We have a lukewarm church under grace. People don't want to move forward. They don't want to do anything for God. They're sitting on their talents. They're hiding them, guys. And this is a false grace. Step into everything that God's got for you and get filled up.